Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week of fuckery. We're your disappointed but not surprised co-host. I'm Addie.
I'm Alex.
So guys, I feel like we haven't recorded in a really long time.
We haven't. It's been like a month since I've seen you.
No, legit. Alex and I haven't seen each other in a month, and we see each other every week, if not a couple times a week. It's just, we actually got a review from somebody, Vanessa. Thanks for being our fan, Vanessa.
Yeah,
whoever
thank
you
you
are. She wrote on our Instagram, not on our Instagram, on the iTunes page. She goes, "Please record soon. We miss you guys." So
I know.
Thanks for our fans out there.
Thanks,
We
guys.
actually have avid listeners. It's been crazy. My job has been crazy. I've been pulling 80-hour weeks there. It's just summer's a little fucking nuts. So we just want to apologize for not recording in so long, but I think we're back on track. Legit, my job is crazy. I told this to Alex the other day. On Tuesday?
Yeah.
So anybody that is new, I do finance for a car dealership. So this guy is buying a car, and the sales guy comes in my office and goes, "He just peed his pants." And I'm like, wait, what? And this is like nothing new.
I was going to say, this is like par for the course at that place.
Oh, it's
like
standard. Like, this is regular. So he's like, no, he just peed his pants, but just ignore it. Just let's crack him and let's move on. So I was like, what the fuck, man? So this guy comes in my office and he's wearing like Elmer Fudd jeans. Like, they're like fucking Levi's and they're tight and he's chubby. And like, you know how like the men kind of have like the fupa crotch thing?
Yeah.
And so he's just got pee like on the front of his fucking
moose knuckle, I think it's called.
It's a moose knuckle. It's like pee on the front of his moose knuckle jeans. And he doesn't even like acknowledge it. It's legit like Billy Madison, like, you ain't cool unless you pee your pants.
Does he like not have feeling down there?
I have no idea. But he wasn't like I was talking to this guy and I was telling him about it and he's like, is he geriatric? I'm like, no, he was like 40 something years old.
Then that's like an issue.
I don't think so. I just think he didn't give a fuck. Like, he carried on with the deal like nothing happened.
Well, I guess he was like, I'm not coming back, because he's probably there for like 3 hours as it was. You know how it is when you buy a car.
I guess if you pee yourself, you're just going to sit in it. So then like...
Did he take the car that day?
Yeah, he took the car that
so
day.
So
it was a spot.
So it was piss pants and then sitting in the car.
But we have bathrooms. This is the thing. We're not... It's like we allow our customers to use the bathrooms. You don't have to pee yourself. And it wasn't a full pee. It was like probably the size of like a bread plate.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't down his legs. Yeah. But it was a circle, you know, like a
So
like
there
a
was no chance it was like either sweat or like he spilled water?
Pee. It was pee. It was a pee. It was straight piss. And then I'm explaining his loan to him and I am legit I couldn't stop staring at the wet mark on his pants and I am holding everything in because he's cracking these lame jokes and I'm pretending to laugh at the lame jokes, but he's like, how the fuck do you not laugh at somebody that just pissed themselves and is just sitting in it?
I wouldn't be able to.
This is like a regular thing though. Like 2 weeks ago we had that guy that was playing with his colostomy bag in my office.
Blech.
And it was full of shit. Like, it was full and my office stunk and he was so large. You know when they're very large and their stomach hangs underneath their shirt? Like, they're fucking obese. And this guy looked like he hadn't showered in 3 weeks.
He probably didn't.
No, I don't think he did. He had a colostomy bag. And, like, I'm not knocking anybody with a colostomy bag. It's a medical thing. Like, obviously, my dad had one for 9 months because he had, probably 9 months, because he had diverticulitis. And it was an emergency. And, like, it's a fucking medical thing. You don't play with it, though. You don't play with it.
But change it when it's full of shit.
Well, he did. He emptied it on the fucking parking lot on a car tire.
Stop.
I swear on my life.
Oh my God.
I didn't tell you that?
No. You forgot about that part. Thank God. Ew.
I sent Alice a picture. I was like, he's shit. It was just, he was playing with it. Like he was playing drums with it. Like pop, pop, pop.
Ew.
And it's hanging down through his stomach. And he's just like, and I'm staring at it and I'm trying to just keep it cool. But that, my OCD, that sent me. Like that, the pee pants didn't even send me so much as that really sent me. And then he's in the lot. We see him and he opens both car doors and like looks to make sure nobody's looking, but we clearly see what he's doing. You know how like little boys, like my brothers, when we would go on long trips on the side of the road, my mom would open
both
and you car
pee
doors
behind
for them
it.
and you would pee behind
like
it.
we did when we went hiking.
Yeah, when we were like, yeah. Yeah, Alex and I do it all the time. But like, I was going to say,
middle
like,
of
my brothers
Brooklyn.
did it when we were 5, but then I'm like, wait, we did that like 6 months ago.
We'll do it in the middle of Brooklyn when we go to the club.
We were on the main highway stuck in traffic and we just like opened the car doors and pissed. I had to pee so bad I couldn't hold it anymore.
I
We
made
were like
one-
a half an hour away.
I was taking an Uber home from the city one time. I was drunk, of course. And I made the guy pull over on the side of the LIE and I just peed in front of the entire LIE.
but
like not even on the service
but
road, like
here's
on the
difference.
LIE.
We're in a facility. We have bathrooms at my job. There's like there's 2 stalls, there's 2 urinals, and then in the men's section only, and then there's a woman's station. So there's 4 bathrooms there, and then there's another one in my boss's office. So there's 5. Like, I feel like you don't need to empty out your colostomy bag in the parking lot on a car tire.
Yeah, there's no need.
And it was his new car tire.
Well, at least it was his own car.
Right. No, it was his trade-in. It was his fucking
Ugh,
trade-in.
Ew.
It, like, I can't. So, like, that's my life. So that's what's been going on. It's been 80 hours. My coworker has been banging out. So I've been covering his fucking stupid
Fat
ass,
Loser.
fucking idiot.
Fucking hate him. I haven't seen you in like a month because of his stupid ass.
I think
Fucking twat.
I hate him. So I think it's getting a little bit better and we'll start recording again regularly, guys, but we apologize. What else has been going on? Alex and I are continuing to be the founding fathers of the micro community.
The amount of DMs
away,
we
Alex.
get on a daily basis is insane.
Like,
we love you guys, though.
We
Thank you
love
for making us so
micro
popular.
peepees. Oh my God, we're really popular with the micro wiener community.
This one guy today, he wanted us to put him in a chat, so we like put my cousin and my sister in it, like the usual humiliation crew. And so at one point in his life, his dick was long and skinny.
It was. We'll post it on our Twitter. Our Twitter's podcast DBNS. So
Yep.
go to our Twitter for all the micro wiener photos, like the real ones.
Yeah, we don't get banned from Twitter. Twitter's the real one. So he sends that. He said, this is what it looked like when when he started out, I guess. And then he said he dated this girl or woman for 2 years and she made him wear a chastity belt for the entire 2 years and could only take it off on a weekend once in a blue moon when she allowed him. So it literally shrank
Yeah, no, it's a little
to the
nubbin now.
size of my pinky, probably.
It's like a thumb.
If that.
It's like a
Yeah.
thumb with a mushroom tip. Like it's got a heavy tip on
And
it.
he was like, my balls are bigger than my dick. He was like crying.
But then he was still wearing the chastity belt in the videos and he was taking a fucking like mini Hitachi and rubbing it on his
I don't know
his
if
chastity
but
and
I
his
don't
tip.
But was that like from recent or when he was making her wear the belt? Because he's saying now he doesn't wear it. But he's saying if we wanted him to put it back on, he would, and we have to tell him how long we want him to wear it for.
We should make him wear it for a year and a half.
No, I was like, dude, just get a sex change at this point. It'll disappear if we make him wear it for longer. And then he was like, but shouldn't it? It's just 1 inch now. Shouldn't it just go even smaller? Or
feel
should
like
I
he
really get a
likes it
sex
smaller.
change?
I gotta go back and read the combo. I was so busy today that I couldn't even read the full combo.
I was like reading it and like writing stupid shit as I'm like working, and I'm like, if only my coworkers knew.
Oh, my
like,
coworkers know. I showed the manager at my job today the text that you sent me. Like, Alex got a good morning, and it was another guy's micro.
Oh, it was another one.
It
with
was
the
another
longest
micro.
pube hair I've ever seen in my life.
We've seen longer.
No.
Noah from last week, his dick looked like a Brillo pad.
His was more like Afro-ish. This was more straight.
I gotta look again.
And and his freaking ball sack had cysts all over it.
Oh, yeah, it had like weird warts.
I was like, come on, man.
yeah. Wait.
And then he's like, I want you to humiliate.
Oh, this is gross. And it's uncircumcised too, so it's
Yeah.
very strange.
And he's like, I want you to
the pubes.
right?
And oh.
He's like, I want you to humiliate me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, you need to send me money, dude. He's like, all right, how much? I'm like, $100. Never
send
heard
it?
from
No.
him. No, because they're all fucking pussies.
They all are shit fuckers that don't pay.
If I'm taking time out of my day to humiliate you and look at your disgusting wiener and pubes, I'm getting something out of this. I'm sorry.
This dude was really a long wiener in the beginning from today.
Yeah.
Now it's very tiny. And that is the same guy.
And he did a comparison. Did you see? It was like April 2021.
Oh my God. Whoa. Wait, that's not him.
That's not him.
That's not him. That's a huge dick. This is a tiny. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa. Wait, that doesn't even look like the same ball sack.
No, it's not.
though.
I don't think that's him. He said that's what she wanted me to.
Gotcha,
look
gotcha,
like.
gotcha. Oh, this is what she wanted. Oh my God. Guys, this is our fucking lives. I just obeyed her blindly, but I do believe back in the cage.
Because my cousin was like, this is your own fault.
Right. It's tiny now. I mean, it's probably I would say it's like 2 inches long. Like his thumb's bigger if you look at it in that picture.
Yeah.
But it's zoomed in. What the fuck? So yeah, we're legit.
I never knew there was so many
There's
micro
so many micros.
penises.
Well, I did because I watched an episode of Howard Stern, and they all there was a lot of them. There's like 100 guys that came on and showed Howard their micros, and they were like, whoever had the shortest micro dick got the award. But they were at the studio. You know how they were in YouTube. There's like a YouTube video or something.
Imagine
that's
if we were ever
uncensored.
famous and what our studio would be swarmed with.
Oh my God. That would be like legit. It'd be fucking it'd be like the female version of Howard's studio.
Yeah.
Legit. But Howard back in the 90s.
Yeah,
Not
when you
Howard
didn't have to
now.
be politically correct.
When you didn't have to be politically correct because we're just not.
No.
So guys, are you ready for this episode?
I know I am.
I'm so ready for
I've
this
been waiting for this
episode.
for like 5 episodes now.
It is episode 50. For anybody that doesn't know what every 10th episode means, it means Claude is back again.
Woo!
Claude is back. Whoop, whoop. So we're going to say it again. If you are easily butthurt, just turn this the fuck off right now. But I feel like you wouldn't be listening if you were easily butthurt to our podcast. So we're going to call into Claude. Claude is a maniac. Again, the audio, we're calling in. He's in Texas. If it's just a little fuzzy, deal with it because the content is just hilarious. So, guys, here's Claude.
Woo.
All right, Claude.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Claude.
Hey, I've got some updates and some stories.
Let's hear it.
Claude, I am so excited. Okay, wait. So we left off. I'm just going to say where we left off. We left off with the wheelchair story. How you were dating UN Pussy. She caught Trisha's text. You told her Trisha was in a wheelchair. And that's where we left off. You were still dating UN Pussy.
Yeah, man. Are we recording yet?
We're
Yeah.
recording.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, you and Pussy and I are not together anymore.
Do tell.
It was I don't even know where to start with that. It was a horrible breakup.
You gotta go to where you conned her in.
Where I conned her in? What do you mean?
Tell the story about how you conned her into the cucking.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I told you guys that. I did, didn't I?
You couldn't
oh my
wait
gosh,
to tell
yeah.
Me.
I couldn't wait to tell you.
So excited to tell me, and then you were at like a fucking church outing with your family when I called, and you're like, "Shit, I can't tell you right now." Or you were at the park with her kid.
Yeah, with her and her. And yeah, and it was okay. It wasn't cucking. It's hot wifing is different than cucking. Okay, because the hot wifing is a guy who's sitting there, like actively in there and like loving it and jerking off and like, really fucking talking dirty and getting into it. And then a cuck is just a guy who likes to get humiliated, right. And have shit talk to him while some big dick motherfucker just destroys his wife's uterus while he's telling them, and they're both telling him in the corner what a fucking worthless little dick he is. And he's just, and guys like that, just cucks, they just get off on it. They get off on the degradation and they're like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm so inferior. And, so hot wifing is like, kind of sportier. It's, there's no degradation to it. It's a lot healthier activity in my opinion. But, so, gosh, I forgot because I told you a long time ago. I forgot what I told you and what I didn't, and I don't want to be redundant. But
no, you're telling the audience now. You haven't told Alex this yet, so tell Alex the story.
Okay, so I basically okay. All right, look. Can I tell you this other story first?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Okay.
This is your show, Claude.
Okay, so I don't know if this happened before when I talked to y'all last time or not. Okay, but I had a date with this road hard old whore, man. I mean, she's just an old biker slut. And I met her on Facebook, and I was on this page arguing with these people, and she kept backing me up. And, and I was like, oh, I like this, man. Fuck it. And I'm looking at her pictures. I'm like, man, she's not too bad. And so, we started messaging back and forth, and, before you know it, we're at a date with her. So, the first thing she said, I swear, I can't make this up, man. So I figure out, and we go to this restaurant like almost next door to her apartment. And the first fucking thing she said out of her mouth was, I gotta do the voice. Hold on. Okay, she goes, like the second time I got raped by banditos. I threw my napkin on the table. I threw my hands up. I was like, all right, there it is. I was like, why are you starting your conversation with this sentence? Why are we skipping the first time? I was like, let's hear about the first time. And start at the beginning. Why was the second time so much more? I mean, why would you start the story with the second time you got raped by banditos?
What's a bandito?
What?
What's bandito?
Banditos, they're like a motorcycle gang.
Oh,
Hell's Angels. They're like the Hell's Angels rival, like arch enemy.
God, so they're just out there like raping people?
I don't know. According to the story, she was there buying fucking meth with her mother, and back when her and her mother shared a little problem, she called it. And she went on to tell this confusing story about a guy named the Tarantula, and then how he sold bad meth, and there was another guy named Scorpion, and then there was then there was just raping going on. Apparently, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah.
started the date like that. I feel like that's like 5th date. Like,
No,
Dude,
that's
oh.
10th.
That's like crying in bed after you just raw dogged her, and she tells you about these big burly fucking biker gang that gang raped her on a pool table, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm sure they use condoms, you know.
so wait, what happened the first time? Like, what did you do to that? You held up your hands and you were like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, fucking, let's do this. Let's start this right. I was like, I want to hear this story, but you know, you got to start from the beginning with the first time.
So what'd she say?
She's like, okay. So she starts telling me the story. It turns out she had this really weird voice, and she kept ignoring me. And, you know, and I was getting really irritated by it. And then I found out later she's fucking deaf, and she was reading my lips. She had to read my lips, and then when she was ignoring me, she wasn't looking at me.
Oh, like she's full on deaf. Like she can't hear at all.
Yeah, she didn't even have a fucking. She's apparently she was a fucking maid for a living for beach houses or something, and she fucking couldn't. She didn't even have the money for a hearing aid, and I was like, so have you had this your whole life? And she goes, well, yeah, my mom was a heroin addict when she was pregnant with me, and so I had cochlear problems, you know, because opiates cause cochlear, destruction, and so it fucked her up. It was a birth defect that caused her mother's heroin addiction. The same mother, by the way, who later had a meth addiction and got raped next to her.
That they shared their little bad habit together.
Right, exactly.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Uh-huh. So, yeah, so...
So how's that relationship going? I'm sure you're still with her after that.
No.
Really?
Thank goodness.
Was there no second date?
No, there was no second date. There was nothing after that, man. I took her home, and I could have so easily gotten laid, at least a blowjob. But then I started thinking, man, she has been, like, raped by bikers. Like, I don't even know when this was either. And she was on the island, which anybody knows that there are the women on the island are one step above insects. Like insects. They're gross. They all look like somebody stapled a catcher's mitt to their neck. Like they just have this leathery, nasty, they're gross. And if you see a hot woman on our island, then it's like, she doesn't live here. You know?
Insects?
Yeah. They look like, they all look like locusts or something scary. I mean, they're just scary looking.
Oh my God, you have to send me her Facebook photo after we hang up.
I think she's blocked me now because,
Damn.
Yeah, she was weird. She saw me on on a dating site, and they got pissed that I was on the dating site, but she was on the dating site.
Oh, really?
And this is after one date. Yeah, after one date. And so she blocked me on everything. So, yeah. And I'll tell you what the fucking I may have said this before, but the fucking gold mine of pussy is silversingles.com.
Oh,
that's a new one.
I've never heard of Silver Singles. Is that where you met that girl, Sulfur?
Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, no, that was Plenty of Fish, man. The Sulfur was the city she lived in, Sulfur, Louisiana. And
that was her name.
No, but it very well could be.
Like sulfur.
She looks like she smelled like sulfur. Yeah, no, that was Plenty of Fish. But yeah, Silver Singles, man. It is like shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, it's just all old, horny women, and they're all like, most of them are women that have like never been married, didn't have kids, and they're like in their late 50s, and they're all highly successful and very wealthy. And so I made the screen name. My screen name was "Are You My Mommy 75?" And it's like fucking, it's like magnets. They're magnetized to me. They just can't get enough of it. I mean, so I went on this date with this old pancake-tittied old lady the other night. We ended up fucking like a couple of scumbags in the lobby of her fucking high-rise apartment. And she wanted me to fucking, she kept saying, when I was like, kind of kissing her tits. I was going down to her nipples, and she started telling me, she goes, "Nurse on those, nurse on them, baby, nurse on them," and it was making me fucking weirded out.
Well, yeah.
Was she like lactating? No, she's too old to lactate.
No, she's like 58 years old, no kids, never married, and she had this huge fetish for, like, I guess having a son to fuck. I don't know. It was fucking weird. And but of course I did it. And
I was gonna say, you think that's weird?
yeah, I mean, oh yeah. So but she was like a president of a bank, of like some high commercial lending division of a bank. She was loaded. And man, I guess just the fact that I'm a cop and the fact that I was, I'm like 20 years younger than her, man, she was not 20, I guess 15, but she was just couldn't get enough, man. I mean, she was insatiable. And she had what was kind of turned me off, which will probably keep me from going back. She had this big fucking salt and pepper bush, and it was like, yeah, it could have been sexy. She is still wearing like expensive panties, not like granny panties, but they were expensive and still kind of sexy, and like a really pretty bra, like, just, you could tell she was wealthy. I mean, she was very classy. And then, I'm getting them off, and I get down there, and dude, there's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a figure 4 leg lock, fucking giant afro pussy down there, and it's all gray hair, and it was just gross and weird. And she was kind of pushing me to go down there, and I'm like, God, I'm going to be fucking doing the for like 3 weeks if I do this. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Wait, did you? Are you still coughing up hairballs?
Yes, big old gray ones. And yeah, man. And so she was great.
But you won't go back because of the bush.
The bush was out of control. If she takes a fucking, yeah, she's good. It was something that Nair couldn't eat. I mean, Nair, this thing laughs at Nair. Like, Nair would use it. It would use Nair to style itself into a. So there's been a couple others, man, and
tell us.
It's so fucking easy. It's like maybe 6 interchanges, on the app, and then I send my number. We text a little bit, and old people like to talk. They don't like to text, extensively.
Right.
So you got to like adjust your game, and so so then maybe a 20-minute conversation. You make a date, and it's understood that there's going to be sex involved.
Well, it's like the senior citizen homes, like how they're run rampant with like STDs,
Oh, yeah.
because these old
Right.
people just want to bang. They don't need no courtship
Yeah.
or anything like that. They just want to get it right in.
Yeah, man.
Silver Fox.
Yeah. Well, so I'll get back to you and Pussy. Okay, so
No, wait,
You
I
and
want to
Pussy-
hear. Wait, I want to hear about one more of your dates with the singles.
Oh, okay, so
And then go to you
there-
and Pussy.
okay, all right. Well, see, the last date was actually this afternoon. 'Cause
It's
'cause I don't-
fresh.
Yeah, I had to work the night shift tonight, so we met for lunch, and she got pickled drunk at lunch, and she's a principal at a high school, and so she kind of had teacher's ass, like they sit down all day, so they have a tendency to get like flat, wide asses after a while,
yeah.
like they're flatsos. You know, call them flatsos.
Yep.
And-
I feel like I'm gonna have that because I sit at my job all day. Although I do a
Dude,
good amount
you
of
will-
squats.
You will never be a flatso.
Thank
You're
God.
fucking, you're too genetically hot to get formed that way.
Thanks, Claude.
Yeah. So she's, she's older. She's like 56, I think. And she put on her profile that she was 49.
Oh.
And so, yeah. So, and I'm 46. I mean, 3 years. That's pushing it for, I'm into old women, so
It's not old
she's not
enough.
not old enough. I want, yeah.
You want the
So
geriatric unit.
I want the ones whose knees hurt. Like, oh, my knees hurt. Oh, okay. I was gonna go walking in the mall today, but my knees hurt. So now I'm getting hard. So, so we met for lunch, man, and we're talking, and she comes, and I could tell immediately because she had kind of the chicken neck, and in all of her pictures she had like used filters, and
the worst.
Filters piss me off, and
Right.
I can usually spot them a mile away.
Well, it's not hard to spot. Half of them have like the fucking hearts and the fucking bunny ears on them too. And then
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, that drives me insane. I cannot fucking handle that. I mean, I'll like swipe left immediately. I don't care what they look like. Yeah, if they do, I can't handle that.
No.
But I'm talking about like she does the touch up on her face.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was really subtle, and she did a good job on them. Because usually I can spot it. I can spot it, but I just thought, in her pictures, because I went and I pulled up my phone and I pulled up her pictures while I was sitting across from her, and I had her pictures like in my lap, like my phone in my lap and under the table, and I'm like looking at her pictures, looking at her, and I'm like, I'm not fucking crazy. She used a filter on these pictures, man. And
Yeah, the skin smoother, all that shit.
oh, smoothed it all out, yeah, because she had the cackling chicken neck. I mean, like when she talked, it was like dancing. Her whole neck was dancing, and she was nice enough. She was real loud, but she had that whole mentality of or that kind of power trip of being a principal.
Oh, that's kind of kinky though sometimes.
Yeah, but she, I could tell right away she was a control freak to the 10th power. And so of course we start talking about sex. She's telling me about she's a sex therapist, and because she's a licensed counselor, and she didn't want to be a principal because she enjoyed being a counselor, but she does sex therapy on the side. And I'm thinking, God, dude, every swingers bar I've ever been to is full of fucking teachers, man. Teachers and nurses and cops.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so she was telling me all about how she's and she's real open about it, which is cool. I guess, and she told me, she's like, I never talk like this openly on a first date, and she's like, you're really easy to talk to, and I'm just interjecting like I do, and I'm being very I'm not with the banker chick, I had to be kind of gentlemanly and play the chivalry game, because that's what it took to get to her. She me making dick jokes wasn't. Yes, yeah, and her giant fucking outback bush, and it was aboriginal, man. That thing was fucking huge, and she shaved her legs. Like, why not keep going?
I think it's the age group. They love the bush.
It is.
I have a guy at my job that's like 60 something, and he loves the bush. He loves the bush.
I think it's gross. Like, I look down, and when I see it, I'm like, that's fucking gross.
Well, yeah, it's like unsanitary, and it could smell.
Oh yeah,
There
yeah,
could be
man.
things in it.
Yeah, there could be things in it, and who wants
They're
a wad of
good.
hair in their mouth? I'm
No.
sorry, I'm not a hair
Exactly.
It tickles
lover.
your face when you go down there.
And then it gets stuck in
Yeah.
your teeth and throat.
And flossing.
Yeah.
Well, she told me she wanted to. She's like, well, she told me straight up today. She's like, well, I want to, I'm gonna see what we're dealing with here. And I said, all right, you want to look under the table? And she goes, yeah, you'll
said
do that.
The teacher, yeah.
And so I said, okay. So I pulled my dick out, and I fucking, under the table, I put my ball sack out like it was, through the zipper, so it looked nice and fucking plump. And and I was sitting there praying. I'm sitting there going like, oh gosh, I got to get it at least a semi, because I don't want to whip out an acorn, and fucking, be at low mass when, I got to pull it out. So thankfully I was able to get like about 3/4 before I even touched it. So when I pulled it out, it looked like, so it looked like I'm just walking around with this fucking, nice long, like, oh, just wait till it gets hard, sweetheart. And I'm thinking, oh fuck, I'm like 75% of the way there anyway. So
You pulled Daquan out underneath the table at lunch.
I did, and I said, I go, okay, here you go. And she looks down. She goes, oh my God, you shaved your balls? And I said,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I don't want you getting hair in your mouth. I mean, and I said, if it feels great. And she goes, well, do you shave everything? And I said, yeah, you don't see any hair on me. And she goes, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like a man to be a man. And I said, well, I mean,
You just grow it then.
yeah, I'm like, well, it'll take me about 2 months, I guess. But, I mean, do you want to make a date in 2 months? I mean, and it really turned her off, the fact that I'd shaved my balls and trimmed up down there.
Oh, I can't deal with a hairy bush. We get pictures of guys' dicks all the time, and the hairy ones are fucking
Ew, it's
gnarly.
disgusting.
Why
Gross.
would they, man? Yeah.
Oh.
And like when you see dicks that have like hair growing up the shaft, like on the base of the shaft, like halfway up the dick, I'm like, that's the fucking grossest thing. Who would want to? That's horrible.
I do not want a face full of hair, like ever in my life.
I don't know anybody that would.
No,
I wouldn't.
Nope.
And yeah, so that was today. So and the funny thing is, you could tell like the conversation really died. Like she was legitimately turned off.
It died.
Yeah, she said. Well, she goes, you have a nice package, but she's like, I don't. She's like, I just like I like a man to be a man. I mean, that's kind of metrosexual. And she's like, I just want to. I want to fall asleep on a hairy chest. I'm like, I'm not a hairy guy. I'm Irish. I'm not a hairy guy.
See, I like a hairy chest. I think that's so sexy on a man, but I do not want a bush. I think that men should trim their ball sacks.
Yeah, definitely.
And then any guy that shaves his legs is definitely metro.
Well. I trim my legs, but I don't shave them with a razor, but like I'll trim them with the clippers.
Well, that's different.
Because they get tan faster.
Oh.
So I really do sound like have a queen on this right now, but I'm not helping my manhood on this. But I shave my armpits and my arms. I shave my arms with a razor, just because you look more cut, and then.
A lot of guys that go to the gym do that, honestly.
Yeah. I shave my armpits just because I think armpit hair is kind of gross.
Yeah, I prefer no body hair on men.
Yeah. Alex likes like the no body hair, metro, waxed eyebrow look.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. So she was. I mean, it made the conversation do like a complete 180.
Wait, did you guys hook up afterwards or no? That was it. She saw Daquan's ball, like hairless balls, and she just was over.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking, dude, I'm got my dick out at a restaurant at lunch.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get laid. She was telling me how she had a fucking kid in college, and he had already gone back to school, and she had this big house to herself, and. I'm like, I'm getting laid today at lunch. So I've got my dick out at the restaurant under the table, my dick and balls at lunch, 3/4 hard. I'm thinking, I'm going to get laid today. Fucking completely turned her off, man. If I would have whipped out a big, hairy, fucking unclipped Greek dick, she would have fucking fucked me on the table.
Maybe get a toupee, tape it on, and then just be like, bitch, now what?
That's what I told her. That's exactly what I told her. I said, do you want me to get a scrotum toupee or something? And she's like, no, I just like a man to be a man, and that just looks not like a man. And I was like, well, how does it?
She's
balls. You can see them.
Picky.
Well, how did you guys leave off? Did you just like awkwardly hug and say goodbye?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Damn it. And, all right, on to the next one.
On to the next one. And that's the thing about old women, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
She was like, she's like, I was really excited about this. I love talking to you on the phone. And she's like, but I just don't think it's going to work. I don't think we're a match. And I said, okay.
All right. Fine. Like moving on. No fucking harm, no foul.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that.
Right.
I can appreciate that.
Damn.
And she wasn't rude about it. She said she was like, you're an attractive guy. I was really attracted to you. She's like, that's one of my things. And I said, I have things too. Don't worry. I understand.
We all have things. I get it. Believe me.
Yeah.
I could never date a guy that waxed their eyebrows, so I get the hair thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And man, it was, but so now I've got 3 or 4 others in the queue on single, silver singles. And, it's just fish in a barrel, man. Oh my gosh. and I'll tell you, there's a fucking equation to it.
Oh.
Okay.
Like, what I'm finding out is that most women who are ready to fuck, like who are looking for dick, I mean, if a relationship comes out of it, great, but that's not what their primary concern in the back of their head, whether they admit it or not, is that they're looking for dick. And those women, if you initiate a message to them and you say, "Hey, beautiful, how are you doing?" you are 99% of the time not going to get a response.
Really?
Yes, you have to come up with something funny and witty and innocently funny, like kind of a dad joke, sort of.
Oh.
And then and I find that if you do 2 or 3 paragraphs and ask questions about her or just make something funny about in her profile, she will melt in the palm of your hand. They'll respond 100% of the time.
That's the age showing.
Yeah,
because we
I
would
think
be
you're
so
right.
turned off. If a guy sent me paragraphs, I would be like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
I think I would be okay with "Hey, beautiful." Yeah,
I would like "Hey, beautiful." That's really nice.
Right.
Paragraphs. I don't have fucking time for this shit.
Man, yeah, and that's right. And you'd be like, "This is kind of fucking creepy. Why does he think he knows me?"
Right.
But with these old women, man, you send them like 2.5 paragraphs of well scripted, literate, a message, and they will fucking melt in the palm of your hand.
Wait, do you just copy paste and insert like little blurbs about their profiles into each thing?
I can't fucking believe that you said that because yes, that's exactly what I do.
Like you have your dad joke
It's
scripted.
like a template.
Yeah, it's a template with their name and like something about their picture.
Yes, it's their template. And you don't and the one of the things is you can't come out strong being like, "You're so fucking beautiful. You're so beautiful." You can't come out strong with them. You gotta like say something funny and then end it with something very simple but yet very flattering. Like what's been working for me is I'll be like, I'll say something, and then joke, ha ha, joke, ha, and then I'll end it with, "You are stunning, by the way."
Oh.
And I'll just leave it like that.
Very suave.
And then they're like, oh, then you leave it. It's like leaving on George Costanza, leaving on a high note, man. You walk out of that fucking boardroom having just executed the perfect joke. You're done. You're out the fucking door. That's for me. That's been the recipe for success. And I've been on this app like 5 days now, and I've gotten laid like 4 times in 5 days.
Damn!
Wow.
Yeah, man, it's a complete recipe for it, and I'll send y'all screenshots, man, if you want.
Okay, yes. Clearly.
I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, wait a minute. This is one that I sent to you. Posted it in the group, and this is Claude. This is what you wrote.
Okay.
I'm gonna read it. I just found the gold mine of old horny chicks. I have a date tomorrow with this Austrian woman who is president of Regions Bank Personal Wealth Management Division. She said she was 54, which I'm sure was 10 years ago. She's still sexy as hell, and I'm going to get a new truck out of this. And then you post her picture and you write, "She's so fucking busted. I'm 46 and graduated college in 97. She claims she's 54 but graduated college in 85. Mathematically, that makes her 12 years older than me at 58, not 54. Regardless, I'm going to take the Cougar train to Poontown tomorrow night on her. I bet she has a massive hairy bush."
And you were right.
I was spot on. I called it from the beginning.
Oh my God.
And then her picture, she's a very handsome woman.
Yeah.
Like,
she's a handsome woman. She's hard looking.
Yeah. Very.
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah, I showed you that. She's she's like not bad. She looks
like
older.
Michael Jackson's grandmother.
I feel like this bitch looks like she's 60, 68, 68. I feel like
that's what I said.
Yeah, she's like a hard 54.
See, I was like, man, she was 54 10 years ago.
Yeah, I feel like she almost looks like a 69 or a 68ish, yeah. She's not.
Oh,
54.
I tell you what, she was loaded, man. She had this it wasn't a penthouse, but it was like a way up there. Probably the 20th floor. This high rise, and she had these this patio balcony that had like these gargoyle statues on it, you know, and it overlooked the city. She's got some money. And when I picked her up, she had invited me in, so I got to look around, and I'm thinking, holy shit, this is great. And then when we got back, we ended up, she was a little tipsy, and we kind of started messing around on the on the way in, just holding hands and stuff. And then I just kind of pulled her down on this little couch that was in the lobby, and she's like, I have a doorman. I said, I don't see anybody. And so, we ended up getting it on the couch, and then she's like, oh my gosh, they have cameras in here. And I said, okay, let's give them a show. And she's like, no, so yeah, so.
Wait, you also wrote she has a great body for a geriatric.
Yeah, she really did. But she's got that unwrangled monster down there of Medusa.
I feel like that's a deal breaker. Like a no hair thing for that girl is a deal breaker, where a hairy bush is a deal breaker for you on this chick.
Yeah.
But you still banged her, but you wouldn't give her another shot.
Well, we didn't really get along that well. I mean, she was, I don't know, man. She was, no, she wasn't. She didn't have a sense of humor at all. She's very scientific, very mathematical.
Yeah, I feel like you need a crazy with a sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
so wait, speaking of crazy.
Oh, the homeless one?
No. Yeah, okay.
All right, fine. Tell the homeless one.
I was going to have you go back to you and Pussy to fill everybody in on how it ended, but go to the homeless one.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't tell y'all the whole story right now because there's charges pending.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was bad, man. It was really bad. I was going to tell you the story. That's why when we first got on, I was like, are we recording right now? I was going to tell you the story.
Tell
us afterwards. Yeah. Okay. So we'll ex-nay the UN pussy A. And tell us about the homeless lady.
Okay. So I can't say it that way. Okay. Let's say that there's a place. Let's say there's a bank that I happen to want when I get paid on my extra jobs that don't have automatic deposit. I get a check. I have to go physically and make the deposit.
Okay.
And so I started noticing one day there was this homeless chick that was living behind the bank, and she was fucking hot. like legitimately fucking hot, man.
She has great arms. You showed a picture.
From hoisting herself into the dumpster.
She's ripped.
Yeah, she's ripped. And she's got she has curly spiral curl blonde hair, and she's doing it somewhere. She's doing her hair somewhere, but you could tell it's 2 or 3 days old every time I see her. She spiral curled it, but a couple of days ago, and she probably hasn't showered or anything.
Wait, I'm going back to the picture.
And she's dark. I mean, she's tan. And she's got a decent face. She's got blue eyes, man. She's fucking hot for a homeless chick.
She almost looks like a man in this picture. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the body.
It's the body. She's jacked.
She is jacked, isn't she?
Yeah. But I have to say, this looks like a dude with long hair from the picture that you sent.
Okay, maybe from the angle and up close, she's not. I mean, she's legit.
Okay.
And I know trannies, man. I know trannies. So, I had started noticing her. I was like, man, and I saw her 3 days in a row, and of course she's wearing the same outfit for the 3 days, and I was like, man, she's living behind the bank, and so I went up to her and tried to start a conversation, and you could tell she had this look on her face, like, oh fuck, not another one. like another one.
Because you're the schmalice man. Did she think you were gonna get her in trouble?
Yeah, probably, or that I was gonna just try to get it in, which I wasn't at the time because I wasn't in schmuniform. I was schmoody, and so I went in there and I went up there and I just think she got the impression like, oh no, here we go, like another guy's hitting on me.
Right.
Because I'm homeless, she's thinking they think because I'm homeless, I don't have any dignity, and they can just have their way with me, which is exactly what I thought.
Is she a prostitute or no? She's just a regular homeless lady.
Right, because I asked that question, and so so she wasn't very friendly. And she told me there was, and I was like, so, I talked to her for a while, and I was like, okay, so like, I'm just gonna ask you, do I have a shot? I mean, do I have a chance at all? And she's like, a shot at what? And I said, I mean, you want to come back to my place? I mean, you can stay on the couch, you can, get a shower, you stay as long as you want. I was like, I've got a lot of stuff you can steal, and I was joking, and she didn't think that was funny at all, and I said, no. And I said, no, legitimately, come on, I can get you out of here, man. You're going to get raped, out here. You're going to get, beat up or something. She goes, I'll cut a fucking guy's dick off.
Yeah, I don't know if she's getting beat up with the arms that she has. She could probably knock a bitch out.
Yeah. And so she started twitching, and she had this twitch, and so I could kind of tell she had that schizo Tourette's kind of crackhead.
Yeah.
Withdrawal kind of, going through withdrawals kind of twitch. And so then my heart kind of went out to her, and I kind of, I was thinking with my dick at first, but at this point I'm like, golly, man, she's like someone's mom or something. I mean, she looked like an average, like hot housewife or something from the suburbs. I mean, she was wearing, yeah. And she was wearing, like, she wasn't wearing like Goodwill clothes, man. She was wearing, normal clothes. And so then I started thinking, you know what, man, I mean, I wouldn't mind having her as a pet, if I'm not, I'm not marking her, I'd like do something nice, like let her live in my place for as long as she needs to, I mean,
you have such a savior complex.
You definitely do.
You really do.
A horrible one. Yeah. I have a horrible one. And so I said, hey, look, no strings. You're welcome to stay at my place. I'm never home. I work, 20 hours a day. You're, stay at my place. And she goes, no, I got something in the works, and I got it figured out, blah, blah. And I said, okay, well, I'm gonna come back. If I see you again, then I'm, offers open.
Why don't you bring her lunch?
I did the next time I went up there.
Oh, okay.
And so I brought her like all kinds of things, man. I got her like, like a kit, like a little bag with, razor and toothbrush and all that stuff.
That's nice.
And,
damn, you're really nice.
Gosh, yeah. Well, I'm still had ulterior motives. I'm still thinking, well, and I'm so fucking delusional that in my head I'm thinking, this is going to be the greatest love story. We're going to live happily ever after. We're going to be able to tell all of our children that, we met when she was homeless and I rescued her from the street.
Damn, I thought that was bad.
I know. So, and now I'm thinking that, in the very back of my head, of course, the rest of my head's thinking, I'm going to fuck this hot homeless chick. And, Daryl Strawberry got arrested for doing that.
What,
on the
fucking
Met.
a homeless chick?
Yeah, he would proposition homeless couples and he would take them to fucking cheap motels and pay them $100 to fuck in front of him. So he could watch him fuck.
But why did he get arrested for doing that?
He got it for propositioning. Yeah, it was in Florida.
Is that a thing that you could get arrested for? I didn't realize
in some
that.
states, if you proposition, you can get arrested. It's a propositioning law.
Whoa.
And so he had, but it was a lot more to it. I think there was an assault involved. I mean, he got in some legitimate trouble for it.
Damn, I gotta look into this.
After he retired. Yeah, it was after he retired, and he was fighting the cocaine demon down in Florida.
Oh.
And so, but yeah, so he's famous for that. And I remember hearing that on the Jim Rome show like 15 years ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a thing. That's fucking hot. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, that's kind of fucking hot. He's got a fucking idea. And Yeah, man. So anyway, so I've been back a couple times, and she's still there, and she's still wearing the same clothes, and she's having more twitches. So I think she's legitimately fucked up, man.
Just keep
Yeah.
on bringing her sandwiches.
Yeah, yeah. And like I asked her, I said, "What do you like to eat? I'll bring you what you want to eat or whatever." And she goes, "I like yogurt. I fucking love yogurt." And so I said, "Okay, what kind of yogurt?" And she's like, "I like canned strawberry banana yogurt." And I said, and she has that fucking homeless voice, that all homeless women have.
No.
And it's like real scraggly cigarette voice.
I don't know if I've ever heard a homeless lady talk before, honestly.
Oh man, they all have the same
but they
voice.
didn't have teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it. And so I brought her, like a whole thing of like, the strawberry banana yogurt, and she goes, and this is a couple days later, and then I brought it to her in a bag, and she goes, "What the fuck is this? I hate yogurt. This is gross. What the fuck is this shit?" I was like, "You told me you fucking loved yogurt," and she's like, Frogman Thursday, September, and she just rambles off something that nonsensical. And
pretty sure she's schizophrenic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So if I can maybe put the lithium on the tip of my dick and inject it to her, I might save her life through having sex. So
That's a proposition and a half.
Yeah. So she was, but I messaged you and I was like, "Look at this hot fucking homeless chick. I'm gonna fuck this homeless chick."
I know.
Yeah.
You were in. So wait, you have to tell the story of
The wrestler?
of the Craigslist.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because we were on the phone one day and you were telling me a different story and then you nonchalantly crept this in. But Alex hasn't heard this, and this might be my favorite Claude story that I have ever heard in my entire life.
Okay. All right. It was about 20 years ago, and it was on Craigslist when Craigslist first came out. And, I'm hunting through the fucking, the deviant personal section. And I saw this ad, and it said, "Wanna wrestle?" and it was, and I thought, okay, that's kind of, I'm intrigued. Okay. And so I clicked on it, and there is this fucking brute chick in a like collegiate wrestling singlet and like the ear pro and everything, like the little headgear,
Yeah.
and like wrestling shoes, and she's in this like stance, and she's like grr, like making the grr, and I was like, I gotta fucking do this, man. Like there's no maybe there. I mean, I'm going right now to wrestle this bitch. I've got to do this. So, and it was $60. For $60, she'll wrestle you. And she had this like flat personality. Like I couldn't even imagine. I figured she'd be like a shit talker. I think she's almost like she had Asperger's, like just flat, very to the point. So I call and I left a message, and then I called again, and finally she answered the phone. She's like, "What?" And I said, "I have to see you tonight." and she's like, well, what time do you want to come over? I've got an 8 o'clock. And I said, "I'm gonna come over whenever you can have me. You can have me right now." I said, I want to do this. And she said, "I want you to know I'm not going to take it easy on you." and I said, "Well, I wouldn't pay you if you fucking did." I'm ready to let's fucking get it on. I said, "I'm not going to take it easy on you either." And she's like, "You can try. That's what they all say. I'm going to end up penning you." And I said, "Okay, let's fucking see." So I am fucking pumped. So I'm like excited to like, I don't know why this is so sexually exhilarating for me at this point.
It's not even a sex thing. You're just straight up going there to wrestle this bitch.
She's got, yeah. So I said, so when I got there, and she lived in this weird place, man. It was almost like a fucking barracks. It was like it looked like the fucking Norman Bates, the
motel.
The motel. It looked like an old motel, a 1-story motel that had been converted into apartments, like low-income efficiency apartments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was gross. It was like something you'd see on an army base or something. And so I go in there. It was hot as the devil's ball sack in there. It was like 90 degrees. And so I'm already sweating. I'm kind of uncomfortable. And so I'm thinking, okay, so I said, she's in her wrestling outfit. She is fucking 6'2", probably 280. Okay. Tits even with her gut. All right. I mean, just like, she looks like somebody who just walked off of a fucking Wisconsin cow farm.
Was she like European, like Russian, or was she American?
No, she was American. She was from like the Midwest somewhere in Nebraska. I mean, she was a corn-fed bitch. I mean, she was, and so she goes, okay. She goes, put the money over there, and she went, and she's kind of like real awkward, like just very socially awkward. So I'll put the money over there, and so I'm like, and I'm looking. And it's just one room with a big bed in it, and I'm like, so we're gonna wrestle on the bed or what? She goes, I'm not gonna fuck you. I said, what if I win? Do I get to fuck you? And she goes, well, you're not going to win, so no. And she's just very she's not talking shit. She's just very matter of fact, So I said, all right. I said, well, I'm fucking wrestling naked. And I got naked. I took all my clothes off.
No.
Yeah.
You hate fighting naked, though. It's your fear.
It's one of my biggest fears.
I
It's one
know.
of my biggest fears. But at this point, it's not even like registering to me that this could be a prison scene, that things could go wrong, and that this could end up like that fucking statue, those two Greek guys wrestling where they have grabbed hold of each other's cocks.
But I also feel like if you were wrestling a guy, you would not want to be naked, but since it's a girl, you feel non-threatened. So maybe wrestling a girl naked isn't your biggest fear, but a guy naked is.
Oh, wrestling a guy naked, yeah, because I don't want to get his dick on me.
Right.
But like in this, I'm still thinking in the back of my head, I'm gonna fuck this chick. I'm gonna wrestle her and fuck her, is what I'm thinking. So I'm like, if I'm naked, I don't have to worry about, getting my dick out of a singlet or a fucking pair of boxers. I mean, I'm ready to fucking go.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm fucking, rolling my neck. I'm, cracking my neck, and I'm starting to, boosting up a little bit, jumping up and down. I'm naked, at this point. And I said, do you want me to wear my socks? And she goes, yeah, you need to, as a matter of fact, she goes, wear your shoes also. And I said, socks and shoes and cock and balls. I got it. I can do this. So I've got my shoes on and my socks on, and I'm naked, and I'm fucking ready to fucking wrestle. And so she moves the bed out of the way, and it was one of those weird Murphy beds that fold up into the wall.
Oh.
Yeah, and so she folded the fucking bed up, and so there's this space. I was like, let's fucking do it. She gets down in this fucking stance, man, like a pro motherfucking wrestler, and she's got her hands out, and she gets this look on her face like, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" like she's growling, okay, and at this point, it took all up to this point for me to say, what the fuck am I doing? like what? Why am I doing this? I don't want to do this anymore. And I started to kind of panic. And she's walking towards me. She's like, let's get. And I was like, wait. We gotta make rules. She goes, no, it's wrestling rules. We're gonna do 3 rounds. We're gonna start from standing. We're gonna go to. And she's like, listing all these Greco-Roman rules. And so I'm like, I get like dry mouth, and I'm getting nervous, and I'm looking down at my dick and my balls, and I'm like, she's gonna grab me by the dick and balls, man. And so I'm getting nervous, and my boner went away, and there was no fucking hardness anymore. There was, I'm getting just, really thinking, okay, keep the money. I'm fucking out. This is it. But then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, the sex addict in me is like, I got to do this. Like, this is going to be a great story. I have to fucking do this. I have to do it to say that I did it. And I thought, okay, I can make this hot. I can make this hot. That's what I'm still thinking in my head. I'm like telling myself, that bitch grabbed a hold of me, fucking ripped me to shreds. Okay, did not go easy on me. Okay, and I thought
said
that
she
this was
wasn't
gonna be
gonna.
good.
Hey, what did you expect?
She said she wasn't gonna.
She did not lie when she said that. She beat the fucking shit out of me. Grunting. I mean, she was like taking out some shit on me. Okay. And it's at one point I was fucking pinned. I was stuck. I had horrible rug burns, carpet burns on my ass, on my fucking
That's
knees,
what
man.
you get for wrestling naked.
Oh yes, the top of my feet. Like, you know, I saw my feet were all burned up from carpet burns, my elbows. At one point, she had my face on the fucking ground, and I got a big fucking carpet burn on my temple all the way down to my cheek. And this bitch beat the living shit out of me. So at one point, I escaped, I rolled over, I get on top of her, and then I start getting hard. And I was looking at her, and she's sweaty, she's gross, it's 90 fucking degrees in there, she smelled like a bag of fucking stale milk, and I'm fucking getting hard. I'm like, all right. So I started to kind of, I thought that I could gently, I could kind of calm down the beast, you know, by being gentle. So I started kind of caressing her neck and then like finger tipping her back while I'm on top of her. And man, it didn't fucking do shit. I was trying to, you know, kind of tickle her back at that point, man. She fucking did some move, flipped me over, got me I got my kneecap and my fucking nostril. She's got, my butthole is exposed to the fucking whatever. And man, it was horrendous. And I ended up going back like 3 times.
Oh my God.
So at the end, you know, so I was like, okay, I'm out of breath. I was like a good fucking 20 minutes of wrestling, man. And this is like legit hardcore wrestling. I kind of started having fun, but she was real serious. So, I mean, it wasn't like she wasn't intending to have fun. And so at the end I said, hey, that was fucking hot. Can I jerk off? And she's like, you can do whatever you want over there. Just, you know,
clean it up.
And so, yeah. So I was like, okay. So I just fucking jerked off and she watched me, and then she didn't like try to tickle my balls or anything. She just kind of sat there and watched me like dumbfounded, like, this guy's masturbating in front of me right now. What do I do?
I feel like she gets that a lot if she's on Craigslist, though.
Yeah, you would think. And fucking, dude, I can't. So I went back like 3 more times.
So you even said that you tried to like have a conversation with her, and you were like, how much of this do you do? And she goes, I get by on it.
Yeah, she's like, I get by, and I asked her, you know, I was like, so do you have like appointments set up all the days, you know, like today? And she said, I wrestled 5 guys today, 5 men. And I'm like,
my God.
I'm doing the math. Like, I was like, yeah. I was like, you made $300 today.
I was just trying to do the math. That's like pretty good to just sit around and just have guys
just
come
wrestle
over and
random
wrestle.
people.
Although I wouldn't want somebody coming in my home and wrestling, but although she does live in like fucking poverty with a fucking Murphy bed, so I guess it doesn't make any difference to her.
Didn't make a fucking difference, man. Yeah. And she, you know, and I remember the funny thing, I remember looking at her closet and I was thinking, how does this chick dress when she's not wearing a singlet, like a wrestling singlet? And I mean, it was like flannel and jeans, man, you know, just what you'd expect.
Yeah.
And,
my God.
Yeah. And so I asked her on the 4th time I went, the last time I went, it had been about a year. You know, I did 4 times over the course of about a year. And on the 4th time, I started trying to like joke around with her a little bit and like kind of get to know her, you know, and I'd asked her, I said, and I was getting bolder. And so I said, hey, when I'm jerking off, can I see your tits? Can you show me your nipples? And she's like, I guess I can. And she fucking pulled the fucking strap down and pulled out this gross man titty. Like this big, it looked like a fat guy's tit because it had been smashed, I guess, for so long in her collegiate wrestling career, and you know, pounded down, and you know, still came, but you know what I mean? But then I didn't go back, so I never got to.
I'm picturing it like Fat Bastard from like Austin Powers.
It's exactly what it looked like. Yeah, it was almost like a skin fold more than a tit. You know, like it was a diagonal skin fold, and she had this huge pepperoni nipple that was like purple.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think the nipple was from being rubbed. Like, I think it was from like being fucking wrestling people all day.
Oh
But,
my God. You have
right,
to find her. I want to interview
I
her.
I did find her.
Wait, what? You didn't tell me that recently?
Yeah, I told you I was working on it, man.
I know,
yeah,
you said you were going to work on it because I feel like I have to interview her just to figure this out. Like, she just has
me
random
too.
guys go over there and wrestle her.
Well, keep in mind, this was like 15 or 20 years ago, and I was able to fucking hunt her down, and but I haven't called her yet. I got her number, or a number that I think is hers. But I don't know. I haven't tried to call her, so I don't know if it's a good number. But I got her name and everything, man.
I feel like you're gonna go and wrestle her again.
I would do it in a fucking second. And you know what? I am fucking a lot stronger now than I was back then, and I will whip her fucking ass this time.
I feel like
Rematch.
you have been practicing for the past 10 years for this moment. Like,
I've been doing steroids and cocaine all night. I'm ready for you.
I feel like you have gone to every high school wrestling match to look at their moves to bring it back to this bitch.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I would do it in a second. Not even in a sexual way, like in a fucking like I've got some fucking manhood to win back here way, you know? So, because I mean, she legitimately fucking won. If this was a real wrestling match, she would have fucking beat me 4 times.
Yeah, no, you got to give her, like, you have to win once. You have to show that bitch who's boss.
Yeah, yeah, and I want to try to like if it's the same woman, if this is her, if she's still doing this.
Well, I mean, how many women are on Craigslist wrestling people
for a living
in your area?
I don't know, and the way that I found her was that she went by the name God, it was like an old lady name. It was like Janice or Lucille. I mean, or something. I can't remember. It was some old name. I got it all written down. I got it all over info now. And so I have this thing about I can't throw my phones away. Like when I get a new phone, I'm convinced because I have so much fucking dirty shit on my phones.
The FBI is gonna knock on your door.
Yeah. And I never want to throw it away because I keep thinking, man, what if I'm jerking off thinking about this girl I fucked 20 years ago? I can go back to that phone and see the pictures of her. You know, like, and I never do, but you know, that's my mindset.
It's like your little black book.
Yeah, man, and I found the phone that I had back then, and fucking looked at it and plugged it in and let it charge and looked it up, and I had her programmed in my phone whenever, and thankfully, I had the foresight to do this. If I hook up with like a you know, an escort or anybody off of one of these fucking freak websites, I always put their first name and then the initials of the fucking site where I met them. So it'd be like Janice-CL for Craigslist.
Right.
And then that way, you know, if I'm in one of my fucking sex addict moods and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get one of these, I'll look through my phone, I'll put in a CL and it'll bring up all the ones from CL and I'll be like, oh, okay, I remember this one, and that's what I did. So, and I've been doing that, I guess, for so long. I still do it, and so I just did CL, and I'll fucking brought it up, and there it was, and it was her old number, and so I traced that old number, fucking through about 8 different people. Have had it since then, but I was able to get her name, and then you know, her full name.
Wow.
Yes.
So I tracked her through that way, and then got her current phone number, but I haven't called it yet. So
Claude, get on this.
I know, man. If I can get her to do the interview with you guys, holy shit. I can't even imagine. I
just have so many questions.
We'll give her $300.
$80.
That's what she makes in a day.
$80.
Right,
Yeah.
80.
$80. We'll pay her to talk to us. What it would be to wrestle you.
On the air.
Yeah.
Maybe on FaceTime.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, we could. I'm game.
Okay.
I'm down.
You need to record this wrestling somehow.
Okay.
And you could wear a mask, like, obviously.
Oh, I'm not hiding from anybody. Anybody that knows me knows this is something they'd be surprised if I haven't done it. So,
Facts of life. I feel
Yes.
like it was my favorite Claude story, but it just was like, yup, that makes perfect sense.
yeah. And it's funny the second time around that you're telling. Like first time I remember when I told her I was remembering bits and pieces at time, and it was like all coming together, so it was a lot funnier than now. Now it's like I was telling it in exact order that it happened. Well, when I first told you, it was like in bits and pieces. I was going back and forth, so it was a lot funnier.
Yo, it came out of left field as you were talking about your current relationship that you were in, and I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, I can't wait to tell Alex this.
Oh yeah.
So what else is going on with you? Anything else?
I convinced you and Pussy to to prostitute yourself out.
Right. Are you allowed to talk about this now?
Well, that isn't part of the other stuff.
Okay, tell this, and then we'll let you go.
Okay, so she knew that I had this major hot wife fantasy. Okay, and I mean, it's probably a lot gay. I'm probably suppressing like I don't know a good percentage of gayness.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I can't imagine sucking a dick or kissing a dude or something or being in a relationship with a guy, but I'm very open-minded as far as, sexually. So I'm not homophobic. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah, no, of course you're not. You like trans too. So.
And I can appreciate like a nice giant cock on a guy. I'm not going to go suck it, but like, I can appreciate it. Like, wow, that is a very pleasant looking thing to look at. I'm sure he can do some serious damage with that thing.
Right.
It's like, I can appreciate it. So I'm not going to go sit on it, but I can appreciate it.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
So anyway, I had, got this huge hot wife fantasy. So she had these dudes that constantly fucking inboxed her constantly. And I suspect she probably fucked him before we went, before we got together.
Yeah.
So, and she swore she didn't on a couple of them, but this one guy, she told me she did. And, she's like, she told me, she goes, he's offering me money. And she was broke. She didn't have a job. And,
surprise.
She got fired from all them.
Exactly. And, so she's like, hey, we're going to call him Stuart. Stuart called or messaged. He offered me $200 and to do it. And I said, holy fucking shit, what are you waiting for?
Right.
I'm like, I gotta go to work. Fucking call me after it's done and give me the fucking scoop, and I'm gonna jerk off in my car. Like this is gonna be the hottest fucking thing ever. And she's mortified. She's looking at me like, what the fuck? What? You don't mind another guy having sex with me? I'm like,
no.
Fucking no way. Can you video it? And she's like, what? She says, you want to watch a video of me fucking somebody else? And I said, holy fucking shit, yeah. And he's paying you $200? I was like, what are we doing here? and she's like, legitimately has her heart broken. She's like, well, I can't believe you want to see me as somebody else. I'm like, have you met me? That's like my biggest fucking fantasy.
Knowing you, that's like the hottest thing in the world for you to see your girl get fucked by somebody else. But coming from somebody like me or Alex, who are like very monogamous, like I would feel like you don't love me, that you want to see me get fucked by somebody else. But right, you don't love her.
I had feelings for her, right. But I told her, we had that conversation at depth. I mean, we talked about this for fucking hours and several times.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess the only way I can explain it, it was like, I love watching you perform. Like when we're having sex, it's the hottest thing, and I have to fight to not come immediately. So if I could watch you doing the same things, and I don't have to worry about coming fast, and I don't have to worry about, disappointing you because I came so fast. But I can still watch you enjoy yourself and make the same sounds and have the same orgasms. Holy shit. When he's done, then it's my turn. You've already came 13 times. I can fucking put it in and not have to worry about longevity.
That's pretty smart.
Okay, and at the meeting, and she's like, but it's another guy and I'm yours and blah, blah. And I'm like, come on, at this point in life, I mean, fuck, we both fucked hundreds of people. Fucking, we're not anybody.
She's called UN pussy because she's got kids from every nationality of this world from different men.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying.
Real.
Yeah, nobody belongs to each other at that point.
Right.
We're not high school virgins that gave our virginity to one another.
She's
I can understand
19 kids.
Exactly. And I've got, just issues. So, so I'm not even, I don't even care. I'm like, it's to me, maybe it's because I've been cheated on and I've had so much traumatic experience with being in a relationship and, back when I was married and getting cheated on and how the traumatic it was that I finally just embraced it.
Right.
So that I'm not scared of it happening again. Like I was phobic of it happening and it made me into a maniac to be in a relationship with. So I got to the point where I convinced myself, hey, don't be afraid of it. Fucking embrace it and be turned on by it. Then you have nothing to be fucking scared of. And so then I'm like, okay. So I somehow mentally convinced, I guess that's me analyzing myself.
Right.
So, in a serious way, not, I'm not joking around now.
No, but, as you're saying that, I'm like, well, this is where it stems from with him.
Right.
That's
probably so. Yeah.
Yep. And it always stems from
thinking.
somewhere. No, I get it.
It always stems from something traumatic,
yep.
Or something life-changing,
right.
And you get destroyed to the point of, not suicide, but, to the point where your life is ruined.
Yeah.
And you're so fucked up over it, and you become phobic of it happening again. So I have there's relationships I had after that happened that I was a fucking monster to be in a relationship with. Because I didn't trust them. I didn't. I was a fucking jealous psychopath.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be that way. So finally, I just figured out I don't have to be jealous if I embrace
be
it.
A sex addict.
I could be a sex addict, and I could fucking. Be turned on by it rather than be scared of it. And then I can watch it happening. And then it can be something we do together. And then it's fucking hot. And then it became hot. It became like the fucking focus of all my fetishes.
Oh.
So,
okay. That's like the micro wieners, how they were so sad that they have a small penis and that everybody was humiliating them. So now they just are like, please humiliate me. And they've embraced everything because what else are they going to do? What else are they going to do?
Absolutely.
So it's just like, I'm going to embrace it and I'm going to turn this into a fetish and I'm going to love it and seek it now because it's going to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I get it.
And so anyway, I tried to explain that to her and I said, but just think about it. I was like, you're attracted to a bunch of guys. I was like, this is something we could do together. We could pick one together, man. You could fuck anyone you want. How great would it be to be in a relationship? You could fuck anyone you want. And she's like, not sold on it. Still not sold on it. So we talked. She wasn't sold on the fact that I actually believe this,
and that you loved her and would still let her do this.
Absolutely, and that I wouldn't think anything different of her and everything. I'd still respect her and I never respected her. But it go on and on. So I was like, just fucking okay. Let's start with baby steps. I was like, just start telling him how much you miss his fucking cock when he messages you.
Yeah, because you saw a picture of his cock and you were like, whoa.
Right. Yeah. I mean, this thing was, he's packing a fucking baby's arm holding an apple.
Yeah.
And
huge.
Yeah. And I was like, you're trying to tell me that you don't want to fuck that again? And she's like, well, I mean, we don't have an emotional connection. He's a nice guy and he's got a great cock, but we don't. And I was like, well, it's just sex. I was like, he's paying you $200. I was like, embrace it. Be the dirtiest little fucking prostitute you can be, man.
Fact, she doesn't have a fucking job either. So take that $200 and run.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So this guy, so she messaged him back. She's like,
"Oh,
I missed you."
Looking. You said he was a really good looking, older man, but not like
very
old,
established guy. Yeah. he's established. He'd been married like 40 years. His wife didn't fuck him anymore. I mean, he just wanted to get the poison out.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm backing him 1,000,000%. I'm all for it. And so, I'm working for him on this, So, she had gone on a date with him at one point, and when he was separated, and they fucked, and so she had fucked him before, and so he messaged one night, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, look who just messaged," and I said, "Oh, okay." And it was like a Friday night. It was like midnight. And, we were just sitting there watching TV, on the couch. I was like, fuck it. And I pulled my dick out. I'm like, let's fucking do this. And so she started kind of sexting, they sexted back and forth. And so she's like, oh my gosh, she wants a picture. I was like, let me take a picture. So she fucking gets naked. She fucking spread her legs and put her tits in her mouth. I fucking took a picture, and then,
and she's got huge jugs.
Huge.
And like they triple E's.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And he doesn't know that I'm there. Like he's still there. He wouldn't be down with it. He's an old country boy guy. He's not down with that.
Yeah.
And, so she's starting to kind of get off on it. Like, cause it's something we're doing together. It's, it's fucking very taboo, and so, I know it. So when I take the picture, I look down, she's fucking soaking wet, man. She's really liking this. So, they sex back and forth. They get on, and so I start fucking going down on her while she's doing it. Man, she was coming like a fucking freight train. So afterwards, she's like, so the dude, he sends a picture back of his fucking drained balls and all this, like a fucking belly full of cum he's got like all over his stomach. And he's like, when can I see you? I will pay any price, blah, blah, blah. And so she looked at me, she goes, what do I say? I was like, fucking $200.
I would make it 1,000.
Well, I'm getting to that. So that was another guy. So, she fucking, so this happens another 2 or 3 times, and it's progressively getting like heavier and heavier. So she called me one day at work, and she said, hey, he just texted. He's got a room around the corner at this hotel. It was a motel. It was like a La Quinta. And she's like, he's there. He's saying, come here now. I will give you the money. And I was like, fucking go. Do it. And so at this point, I've convinced her that, I am this fucking twisted. This does turn me on. It's okay. She's got my full blessing, right?
Well, I'm going to stop you right there because you were doing shit to her in her sleep. Like, okay. He was in his sleep, pretending to be asleep, talking like, oh, fuck, I'm going to be so hot. Oh, fuck, I'm going to be so
Yeah. I was pretending. I do talk in my sleep. So she knew I talk in my sleep. And so I would pretend to talk in my sleep, and I would say very strategic things.
Like subliminal messaging?
Yeah.
To brainwash her.
I did. I was like, oh, well, she's fucking Stewart's big dick. And so she was fucking, she didn't know what to think. Like, and so I had all these, like, this is a plan. Like, I had this 100-step plan, all in place. And one of them was sleep talking and pretending to be asleep and sleep talking and talking about her fucking this other dude. So I'm a monster. I'm listening to myself right now. So this, I'm glad you reminded me to say that part because I forgot about that. So
I didn't.
Yeah. So every time, so when I started having sex, so when we would have sex, I'd start whispering in her ear while I'm fucking. I'm like, hey, what fucking Stewart's dick in your mouth? I mean, I was like, just real low grumble, and she started fucking getting into it. She's like, yeah, I fucking suck his fucking cock right now, and I'm just pounded away. And so I'm planting the seed. So she called me, she says, he's got the hotel. I was like, fucking go. I was like, call me afterwards. I was like, if you can take video on your phone, do it, please. And then call me afterwards. And so she was okay, I'm going, but there's no turning back. This is it. And I'm like, fucking do it, And then I'm getting a little nervous at this point. I'm like, it's really fucking happening. And so she did it, man. She went, fucked the dude, and got like $200. And she came back and she called me, and like it literally was like 12 minutes later.
That's it?
That's it. And I was like, that's it? She's like, man, he hasn't been laid in forever. He put it in and fucking came. Like, he was done. And I said, well, did you come? She's like, no, he fucking lasted 5 seconds. And she said, we had a little bit of small talk, and then that was it. And I was like, okay, so 200 fucking bones, man.
Right.
You know, and
for 12 minutes? Yup.
yeah, and I said, so do you feel any differently? She's like, well, no, because I've fucked him before. And I was like, so we can fucking do it again. So this dude, yeah. So anyway, so she was kind of, convinced. She was like, okay, I'm fucking just made $200 in 12 minutes. So he texted the next week, and I was like, okay, so this time, when you go there, I was like, you got to dress like a fucking slut. I was like, wear some fucking fishnets, man. We're gonna get you. You're gonna be a proper fucking prostitute. And that kind of cut her at the, like, oh, I can't believe she's got a master's degree, man. I mean, she's like,
Yeah.
And it kind of hit her. She's like, and she's like, well, I guess I am a prostitute. I was like, well, then be the best one you can be. So
she's taking money for sex. She kind of is.
Absolutely. So, man, we went to the sex store, man. We picked out some slutty fucking shit for her. The next week, he texted. He's like, hey, can we meet again? She's like, tell me which hotel and which hotel room, and call me when you get there. And same place, man. She called me at work. She's like, hey, he texted again. I'm getting dressed. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I literally came in my pants. Okay.
Work.
Oh, yeah, because, I'm picturing her getting dressed that's, fucking fishnets and garter belt and fucking, high heel, 5-inch heels and her bustier with those fucking enormous milk jugs that she's got. And so I'm fucking just like, can't even contain myself. So she went and did it again, got another $200, fucking, and so when she was telling me about it, because after she liked to, we like to relive it that night. And she was getting into it. I mean, she's like, I walked in there, I teased his fucking cock with my bare ass, and I bent over with my heels on. And I mean, it was the hottest fucking sex I had had in a long time. And so we went back. She gets this other text from this old boyfriend she used to fuck, same thing. Right a couple days later, and sure enough, that guy. She threw it out there. She's like, look, I have a boyfriend. I can't do it for free. And, I haven't had a job and I got to buy some shit for my kids. So you have to contribute something.
Damn.
And yeah. And the guy was like, well, how much do you need? And he was loaded. And she goes, I need $500. And he's like, no fucking way.
Good
no
for
fucking
her.
way. And yeah. And so, like 2 days later, he texted her again, a picture of $500. He goes, I got your money.
Oh my
shit.
God. Okay.
Yeah. And so she looked at me and showed me the picture, and I was like, what the fuck? I'll drive you there. And so, man, I drove her there in her car and parked in the parking lot. And I got in the back seat and watched her go in with him. I fucking jerked off and came in 30 fucking seconds and in her back seat. And then by the time it was over, I'm like,
yeah, where the kids sit.
yeah, exactly. Fuck those kids. And so she comes out like 30 minutes later, and so it was a session, 30 minutes in a motel room. I mean, you're paying for it. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was ready for round two, man. And she came out stumbling. She's like, that fucking guy delivered the sentence in there. And then that kind of got me. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I don't want to hear that.
But now I'm jealous.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that kind of stung. But no, but yeah, so she told me all about it. We had a fucking incredible time. So she's probably doing that now, probably to support herself. And I talked her into it.
Well, I told you that would have been even funnier is if you broke up with her after the first one and is like, wow,
that's right.
Now I know what kind of person you are.
That's right. Oh, fuck. You're right. I forgot about that.
And
that would have been
like,
great.
Cheating bitch, and like just broke up with her. Like,
I can't believe you did that, you cheating
You
bitch.
hurt my feelings.
I was testing you.
I was, yes! Oh, man, yeah. Oh, my gosh, I was testing you. I was testing you.
It's like, I knew
That
you were
is
going to
great.
do it. I knew you would do this.
And
You
you just
whore.
like broke up with her then.
I'll never trust you again.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's so fucking
You're
funny, man.
such a low life prostitute.
Yeah. I can't believe it. I'm dating a common hooker. What are your kids gonna think about you? Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wish
That-
after the first time you would have said that. That would have been so great.
Oh, after all the shit that I went through with her afterwards, man, you know, that led up to the breakup, I wish I would have done that.
That
Like,
would have
I
been
would have.
clutch.
Oh, I would have had zero fucking remorse for doing that.
But I think you had to finish it through to the end to where it is now because you guys were going back and forth for a while.
Yeah, we did. We had a really kind of a passionate relationship, you know, like when we fought, it was like the end of the world kind of apocalyptic fighting.
Yeah.
But then like when we were together, like when we weren't fighting, we were like top of the peak happy. Like it was
Yeah.
peaks and valleys. There was no in between.
Yeah, I've had
You know, and-
relationships like that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it was really toxic, man.
Yeah, I
um,
think you kind of love the toxicity, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm kind of drawn to it because I don't know anything else. I
Right.
don't,
Yeah, me
you know?
too.
It's the familiarity, and you know, like what to expect from it. And also, if you have something too good, because you've had that bad relationship where it was good, you feel like the ball's gonna drop. So it's like that's
Yeah.
now what you're used to, and it's comfort.
Right. Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. And man, it was a roller coaster there for you know while we were doing that because it was like all and now I kind of feel weird because like those were like my deepest fantasies, man. Those were like the ones that I wanted to do the most,
and you
and
did it with her.
they were done. Yeah, and I did them. You know, we did them. So it's like, what now? I got to come up with something fucking really bizarre now. You know?
As if the wrestler
I was
wasn't
going to
enough.
say, fine wrestling lady.
I was thinking the wrestling might fucking be it. Because I'm getting a little throwing up thinking about it, man.
I feel like that's your homework for this next 3 weeks that we're going to give you. Find the wrestler, go wrestle her, report back, film it if you can, and then
Get her on the podcast.
Get her on the podcast.
Okay. Or okay, now if she's not doing it anymore, what if I just get her on the podcast and I convince her to talk about it? Like I don't know where she is. I don't know what
Yeah,
she's doing.
that's fine.
Well, that's perfect because I just have so many questions. Like I have
Right.
so many questions. How did she start this? How did it end? How many singlets does she own? How much money did she
Right.
make during her wrestling? Did she have another job or did she just wrestle men for a living? There's a lot of information I need here.
Did she climax ever? But
Yeah.
she's on, you know, very bland personality. So it's like, no, probably not.
I'm
You know,
almost
I don't.
picturing her like Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids.
That's what I'm picturing too.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty accurate. It's more like, do you ever see Glee?
Yeah. Jane
Okay,
Lynch.
you know the gym coach who everybody thought was a lesbian, but liked guys,
Yeah.
but she looked like a guy. Yeah, that was. She kind of reminded me of her because she had the same like curly hair, short haircut, and you know she was shaped like a block of cheese. You know, like just a very stout Nebraska girl, man, like farm girl, and yeah. But you know, she was very asexual. Like, I can't even imagine like hot fucking her at all, which made it hot for me. You know, like this is a gross fucking human being. And, you know, I can't imagine what that pussy looks like. Then I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what that fucking pussy looks
Yeah,
like.
but you
It's-
you tried to fuck the peanut M&M, this girl who looks like
Yeah.
peanut M&M. So I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
the
true.
wrestler is nothing for you.
No, man, I fucked a lot worse, believe me. One time I fucked a cantaloupe in front of 20 people.
I know. You told us that in the first episode we ever interviewed you in. You just came out and you had a cantaloupe on your cock.
Right. And and everybody was laughing and they thought it was like a big party trick. And I was like, no, I'm fucking the thing for real. And I fucked it and I came in it. There were people that got like really disturbed by it. Like, you're like, oh shit, he's fucking that cantaloupe. You know, like they
like this isn't like a party trick. This is actual sex.
Yeah. Like people were cracking up. Other people couldn't believe it. And then some people were like, "Fuck this! I'm out of here. This is fuck. This
is weird."
Yeah, I was in college, man. I was in a small college town, very conservative college town. So I'm sure some of those people had never even considered seeing something like that. And then they had that robot brothel that was coming here to Houston. Like I guess 2 years ago or a year ago. And they had these super high tech robots that they're sex robots. They look like real humans. And there's a robot brothel in Quebec, Canada, and it's the same company. And that place is like raking in the money. So you don't have to worry about diseases. You don't have to worry about anything. And they have like these pussies that you buy the pussy. And it detaches, and so when it's your turn,
interchangeable pussies. Yep. So it's a fresh puss.
It's your pussy. When you go in, you you slide it in, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want with your pussy, and then you take it when you leave, and you bring it next time.
Yeah, and I heard we did an episode on those, like the interchangeable pussies, the sex doll brothels.
Yeah, and so we had one here they were building it here, and it was real top secret on where it was. Of course, I found it, and I went in there and talked to guys, and they tried to tell me like we're not a robot brothel, man. We're an art gallery, and I was like, no, you're not, dude. I know you're the fucking robot brothel, and so I talked to these, and maybe the guys, in hindsight, I think I was talking to the contractors, and I think they were actually told that it was an art gallery.
Oh.
So I think I may have really fucking freaked them out. Like insisting that it was a robot brothel.
You're probably like, here comes this crazy man again.
And then they caught you in the corner fucking one of the dolls.
Yeah. They're like, what the fuck is this guy? So so anyway, the city council ended up shutting it down before they could open. They claimed it was some kind of ordinance violation that they, sex code and all this other stuff, and they could never open. And so they lost all that money that they were going to invest in opening here. And I was like first in line. I wanted to be number one customer there.
You were cutting the ribbon, for God's sake.
Right. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. And I was searching for, like, I was emailing the place in Quebec and asking them all kinds of questions, like, where do I buy the pussy? Where can I choose the color pussy? Like, I like labias a certain way. What can I get a custom labia? Like, I'm asking them all these questions, and I think they never had somebody like go that in depth. Like, it's just a fucking robot. Like, fuck the robot and go.
Right.
So you can, you can get it different fucking ethnicities. You can get it all kinds of shit, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I was really looking forward to that, and they ended up not opening.
That sucks. Well, there's some in Amsterdam and I think Italy or something like that. But there's definitely a sex doll place in Amsterdam.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, Amsterdam. That's and there's it's the same. I think it's the same company. I think it's the same group. Like
probably.
People.
Yeah, we did an episode. It's called "Fuck Dolls and Foreskin," and it was we did a whole episode on that, and we researched it, and I don't remember exactly where they were, but we did. I'm pretty sure that they were in Amsterdam.
I listened to that. I listened to a part of that. Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, so if they open again, I'm doing it. The COVID's made everything anything that was going on sex wise has been set back 2 decades. Because everybody's getting back. Everything was shut down, and then now and it's even the swing. I went to the swingers club the other night with this one girl, and she and it was nobody's there. Everybody's wearing masks. It was fucking stupid.
Sucks.
Yeah, it was stupid, and it was very sparsely. Nobody was in there. And people are still have the mentality of,
COVID.
Staying at home and getting fat. And, they just kind of realize they can stay on their couch and get everything they want. They don't have to go find it anymore.
Well, this is now your time to do the wrestlers since nothing's open.
Yeah,
this is your
right.
calling right now for the next 3 weeks. I'm telling you. I think you found
I'm gonna do
niche.
it. I'm gonna do it, man. I'm so fucking motivated right now. This is great. I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna try to call it.
Okay.
Well, we gotta go anyway because Alex looks like she's about to fall asleep, and I have another 12-hour day tomorrow.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, man. I'm just rambling on.
No, Claude, we love
it.
Rambling. No, my coworker called out from fucking COVID, so I've been doing 80 fucking hours a week,
geez.
bell to bell, 9 to 9. It sucks. So that's why usually we record a lot earlier than that, but we haven't recorded in like a few weeks, basically. We haven't recorded in a month. Because of just my schedule so shot. But we are like, no, this is Claude's episode. That's why I said, where are you available this week? Like anytime after 9 o'clock. Because we had to have you on.
We've been looking forward to this.
We've been looking forward to this for like weeks.
That.
We legit
thank you.
Want you on more than just every 10th. But
right. I keep thinking somebody that one of my stories is about is going to hear this eventually, and they're going to be like, that motherfucker.
One can only hope. Well, Claude, get on the wrestling chick. Get back to us on that. Let us know and see if you could get her on. And then we will send you titty pictures and give you... and let you wrestle her again. We'll convince her into that. And you can win and take her down.
All right. That would be great. All right.
So, Claude, get back to us on that, okay?
All right. I'll talk to you all later.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. That was another Claude specialty.
I cannot. I fucking love him.
I love him so much.
Oh my God. Just his like analogies like kill me.
Wait, my favorite is when he laughs so hard
before the story even started.
He's crying, which gets me and Alex to start crying. All right, guys, we're skipping Confession Corner tonight. But we hope you guys liked our episode. Give us 5 stars on iTunes if you can. Follow us on Instagram, Disappointed But Not Surprised. Follow us on Facebook, Disappointed But Not Surprised Pod, and our TikTok and our Twitter, our podcast, DBNS. Our social media still sucks, but whatever. Just love us for who we are. Yeah. All right, guys, we will see you hopefully next week.
Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised. Disappointed but not surprised.